Okay. All right. We are going to get started. Folks, again, thank you so much for being here. This is going to be our winter break meeting. This is a mandatory meeting for everything that you need to know prior to staying here over the winter break. Um, it doesn't let me change my name because it seems like I'm using a guest account. Server name. I can see it and I'll be able to use what's already there, so you should be good. Um, Last mention for everyone, please make sure that your name is changed to your full first and last name if possible. That is what I will be using to confirm your attendance. Otherwise, you will receive information that you have not attended either of these sessions, even though you might have. Very important you do so. So please just make sure that that is all done and looking all good. Um, I have a couple housekeeping items. First housekeeping item is that, should you have any questions throughout this process, I'm going to try and keep it as concise as possible. Ideally, I don't want this to last the full hour, 40 minutes, or whatever it is. So please, we're going to keep questions to the end. You're absolutely welcome to pop them into the chat, and then I will just respond to those questions at the end. If it's something pressing, please let me know. This session is recorded. If you are not comfortable with your video on, that is totally fine. But it is important that if you are watching this from wherever you are in residence or home, you're paying attention. Because this is very, very, very important information that you will need to know for your stay during winter break and the differences that are contingent for your stay, whether it's just for a couple days or you're coming back a couple days early or it's the entire winter break. Awesome. Okay. And then right before we let everyone go, I'm just going to take a couple screenshots just to be safe of all the names here. In case something goes wrong with Zoom, then I have screenshots of everyone who attended just to be sure we're all good to go in that regard. And with that said, we're going to hop right in. So, a couple things. Obviously, the end of the term is December 13th. That will be the last day of your classes. December 14th, officially the college will be closed. That is the last day for students who are not staying the winter break to be leaving. And then the winter break will be running from December 14th to January 4th. For some of you, you're staying the entire span of those dates. Others only a couple. Regardless, all this information applies to you if you are here during these dates. The first and most important thing is obviously with winter break, we're going to have less staff. There's going to be less people here able to assist you. That is just how things go. It's the same at the college. So here are the changes you need to be aware of. First off, our front desk is no longer 24/7 staffed. We will have a staff member on site for emergencies 24 hours throughout the day. However, the front desk will be staffed from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. meaning there'll be a staff member present during those hours, after which they will be on call and available to be reached out to via the phone number you see right there. You can screenshot this number. I'm going to post it in the Discord. It's going to be available at the front desk itself, but that is the number that you can call. Please be mindful that this staff member you're calling is one of our front desk staff. Reaching out to them is really during the evenings for emergencies only. Okay, so if you're locked out of your room, first off, this is not the time, if any time, to lose your key. Please make sure you have your key card on you at all times. Have your fob with you at all times. Otherwise, the wait times to get let back into your room will be significantly longer because the staff member will have to leave and then make it to the desk before they can assist you. Okay? So emergencies, that's when we're reaching out after 5 p.m. Do not call for a package. Do not call for something that is not an emergency or just to say hi. It's an emergency line. Okay, so please treat it as such. Respect our staff's time who are going to be working these 24-hour shifts, and use that phone number appropriately as it is a resource. Okay. Otherwise, stuff moves pretty much the same. As we move into common spaces, our common kitchens, which are typically open 24/7, now shift from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. If you're the type of person that cooks in the evenings, make sure you are cooking within this time frame. That does not mean I start my cooking at 8:55 p.m. If you are still cooking and 9 p.m. is reaching and our staff come over to lock up those doors, they are going to ask you to remove your items and lock up remove your items so they can lock up the kitchen, okay? They are not going to wait for you to finish cooking your meal. It is time for you to go. So please keep that in mind when you are using these spaces. The movie lounge and the games room in both buildings are going to be available for walk-ins. So you do not need to book these spaces now over the break. They will be open and accessible between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So if you and a couple of friends that are here for the break wish to access this, you absolutely can during those hours. The residence gym is the only different one, the cardio gyms that are on the top floors of both buildings. The difference is just because that 9 to 5 hours will have a staff member present, and that way, it's safe for you to access and use the gym because our staff will be going to make sure if you are okay or in need of assistance, okay? Anything in that after hours range, it would be unsafe of us to run the gym, those in the typical way that we do. So the gym, only 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., that's the change there. This is where we get into very important information, friends. If you don't take anything away from this, this is the one thing I ask you, do keep this in mind. Again, we're running at low capacity and limited resources, and because of which our guest policy changes. During the winter break, there is a zero tolerance guest policy under any circumstance. You are not allowed to have any outside guests into residence over the winter break. No friends, no family. This is not the time for them to be coming over to residence. They will not be allowed to sign in the 9 to 5. Should you be found breaking this rule, there will be no warning and you will be asked to leave. You'll be asked to pack your things and find another place to stay for the winter break. We do not have the staff available to run our guest policy and the guest resources as we usually do. So therefore, this is what is going to be put in place. Now, you will be able to sign in people from the other building if they are winter break students. And what I mean by that is an active winter break student. If you have someone that has been given a single day extension and then on Boxing Day you want to sign them in and you're saying, oh, they were a winter break student. No, yeah, they were a winter break student. They are not currently a winter break student. So anyone that is currently staying here in the other building, you will be able to sign them in and have them as a guest over. That is totally fine. Anyone that is not considered that will continue. Interesting. Running out of time. I was under the impression that this is the business account and has access to that, but I digress. We will continue anyways. So please, super important, no guests under any circumstance. Do not break this rule. We will not be having a conversation. You will not be explaining why. It is just simply, you've broken the rule, you'll be asked to leave. Okay? Yeah, guests from across building are totally fine. You can sign in during the 9 to 5 range when staff members are there. 24-hour quiet hours are going to be in effect. This just means in reference to excessive noise. You do not need to be completely silent. However, you need to still respect the people around you. Some people think just because, you know what it is, no one's here, it's only 100 people, I can blast my music. There are still people that are going to be around you and affected by it. So please, nothing excessive. When I say excessive, if I can hear your music or yelling or screaming from down the hall or even a couple doors down, it's excessive. Okay? All right. At the beginning of the break, staff will be entering your suite to do winter break inspections. They will be doing this for everyone who is not staying over the break. They will also be going to suites who are staying over the winter break. You do not need to complete everything that is on that checklist that other people are required to do. However, staff will be entering the A-side suite to access the vent to replace your filters on your ventilation system. So please make sure that area is clear. Maybe tidy up your space. It would be a good time to do so. This will be happening December 15th. Any other time a staff member over the break would need to enter your space, it would be under an emergency situation, so maintenance. If there was a burst pipe and we didn't have time to communicate anything to you, we might enter the space. But with any entry in residence, our staff will always knock 3 times before entering the space, okay? So you don't need to worry about someone barging into your room. They will knock 3 times and announce themselves as they enter, and it would only be mainly for maintenance staff if there's a major security concern or for these inspections at the beginning of the break. Suite doors must remain closed at all times. They're fire safety doors. This is non-negotiable. Do not prop your door. Do not deadbolt your door over the break. Again, zero tolerance. I'm not looking to have a conduct conversation over the winter break, and I know none of you are wanting to do that as well. Okay? This is just a snippet of the SRA. This is the agreement you signed along with the RCLS coming into residence. This is available on our website. It covers everything for the winter break. This presentation is more of a condensed version of what this is. But if you're interested in wanting more information, you can go over there to our website and read the SRA. Emergency contacts. I recommend screenshotting this. I will share this in the Discord as well. But these are the resources available to you should you need them over the break. This, again, there's only going to be 100 people. It can be a very isolating time. So, if you need support, lockouts and resources, everything like that, of that nature, it's an emergency. You have the on-call staff member you can reach out to. Sheridan College Security is available. They're the only other resource outside of us that will be open over the break. We have a crisis line here. This is the Canadian Mental Health Association. There's also Coast, Empower Me, Good to Talk, a bunch of resources. And then fire, police, ambulance, 911 if there's an emergency. Absolutely. We will not have, RA staff for check-ins and ICs like how we usually do. This is very much a kind of do your own thing for your break, enjoy yourself. But here are the resources. Now, with that said, and emphasizing the isolation piece, we're going to be running a bunch of events over the winter break, and I'm going to be posting about all these in the Discord. If you are not in the Discord already, I'm going to highly, highly, highly encourage that you join, because all the information is going to be going in there. We're going to have the winter break specific channel, which is going to be a perfect place if you're here by yourself and you're looking for friends. Maybe you want to watch, a movie or do a movie marathon, or a games night, Mario Kart. You just want to see who's here and hang out. That's a great place for you to find friends, to connect with people, and to do that. So please use that resource. Here's the QR code. If you need this, you can always email me after for it. It's also available at the front desk. And then here's some of the games and things that we're going to be running over the winter break. Okay, 17th, 19th, 21st, 24th, 26th, 29th, 31st. We've got a games night, cookie decorating, crafts and hot cocoa, a winter movie marathon, Polar Pastry Express. We're going to have staff with a little cart coming around, and then a little New Year celebration. On the 26th, the Boxing Day dinner, this is the only one that requires a sign up. Here's the QR code to sign up. We're going to be ordering from Swiss Chalet and doing a holiday dinner in residence. It is free food. We are covering the cost. All you need to do is fill out this form before December 13th, select what option from the menu that we're choosing, the selection available, and let us know. And then that will arrive December 26th, 7 p.m. in the T1 lobby. We'll communicate on Discord when it arrives so you know when to come grab your food. So free food. You might as well. If you're going to be here, if you're present during this time, absolutely do it. Last additional info, important stuff. Number one, garbage. Oh, also, before, I'm going to put this in the Discord. If you missed it, don't worry, it'll be in the Discord. Back here. Garbage chutes. These are going to be closed the entire winter break. Instead of garbage chutes, we are going to have the large garbage bin outside T2, exactly the same as how we had it for move-in, garbage and recycling, so you will be able to throw out your items there. We do that because we can't manage the chutes over the winter break, and they would overflow, and then we wouldn't be able to throw away any garbage. So we are putting the large bins outside T2. That is where they will be available. The chutes will be closed when residence closes, and then everything else will go outside into those bins. Temperature, if this is your first Canadian winter, which it might be for some of you, it gets cold. It gets very cold, okay? So keep that in mind. Make sure that you've got all the proper wear and information that you will need for battling the elements. Now, granted, the past couple of years we've had some milder winters, but still, it'll be cold, so just take care of yourself. Again, the inspections and filters that I mentioned on the 15th, make sure that the vent is clear. Make sure that A-side bedroom vent is clear so we can access that. If you have any maintenance issues, our maintenance staff is not going to be working every day. So if there's minor things right now, light bulbs, screws are loose, general just wear and tear issues, put those maintenance requests in now before the winter break happens. These will not be dealt with over the winter break. If there's an emergency and it's like a flooding toilet or the ceiling is leaking or a window or something cracks or whatever, these are things that we will call in maintenance for emergencies to come in for, not for a light bulb. Okay, so please put those in advance, have our staff deal with those before the winter break starts. The college will also be completely closed. The only thing available will be security and residents, so please keep that in mind. I do not know what that means for accessing areas like the Learning Commons. I do not know what that means for study rooms or studios. Please connect with the college or your programs to see what, if anything, is available. A reminder, sign-ins 9 to 5 p.m. Same with packages 9 to 5 p.m. Do not come after hours asking for packages and calling that emergency number. It is not an emergency, okay? That is not a reason to call. You will wait till the next day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right. I kind of sped run that just because I was worried about this ticking timer here, just to make sure we have everything. I'm going to read through some of the questions. If you have any now, feel free to add them. Do not leave just yet, as I want to make sure I get a photo of all the names here, just so I can make sure that I record your attendance. If a package arrives while we are not here, are we able to pick it up after the break? Yes, we will hold the package. Now, please don't order 100 things because that will make storage very difficult, but it will stay here and be available for when you do arrive. So that is totally fine. As we wait, and as I wait for any other questions, feel free to, if you wish to speak and raise your hand, you can do so as well. Is this meeting recorded? Will it be on the Discord? The meeting, I hope, I'm not the best with technology. I hope it's recorded. I do wish to share this with everyone so that the information is available should you forget. But in case something goes wrong, it might not be. So the plan is yes. The plan is it'll be available. I'm happy to put it on the Discord so it is available for everyone to access.